Hello everyone. For this tutorial video, I like to talk about the basics of what heat energy and heat transfer is, and explain that transferred heat is a type of energy. Because we know the molecules of an object move faster when it is hotter, we should say that the temperature of an object is its internal energy, or the kinetic energy of the particles inside it. So we can also state that if two objects at different temperatures are brought in contact with each other, heat will always naturally want to flow from the hotter object to the colder object until they have the same exact temperature, and this is formally called thermal equilibrium, which should make sense if you know that thermal means heat related and equilibrium means two things being equal in general. Even though energy is involved in the form of heat, no work is done because no actual force is exerted over a distance. So, the formal scientific definition of heat is a spontaneous transfer of energy due to a difference in temperature. But it is important to notice the distinction between heat and temperature, and that temperature is an absolute measurement of how hot or cold something is, whereas heat is a temperature in transit, or temperature that is being transferred between two objects, and is not an absolute measurement of one object. So even though you may say the heat is unbearable in everyday contexts, the formal scientific definition of heat is different than temperature. Even though heat is an entirely different energy in nature than mechanical energy, it still is given the unit of joules. But there is also another type that you often see in dieting, which is called the calorie, written cal for short. And this comes from Latin calor, which literally means heat. And the calorie, like many scientific units, has a very specific and mathematical measurement, which is the temperature required to raise 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. So if it does not weigh exactly that, and the temperature is not exactly that or uses a different scale, then the unit is not valid. The calorie is defined specifically using those measurements. Kilocalories, or thousands of calories, are more often used than normal calories because of how small a normal calorie is. And a kilocalorie is a heat energy required to raise 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree Celsius rather than 1 gram. So this means the food calories, written with a capital C, are kilocalories and not the normal calories, which is not immediately obvious from the food packaging, but is actually true. Now that I've given you a basic explanation of what heat transfer actually is, I can give an explanation for a formula related to heat transfer in the next tutorial video. In particular, explanations of how different substances react to the same amount of heat energy differently, as well as objects of different masses. Don't forget to subscribe if you found this video informative, and make sure to see other tutorial videos, and follow me on either Facebook or Twitter for more content.